Is it in there?
Yes. Right there.
Laura Herrera. Informative speech. Okay, everyone, say hi to the camera. Adriana, say hi. Dad.
Hi.
Cuckoo.
Hello.
Yay. Okay. All right, everybody. So I am pretty much going to go over my informative speech. So let's not make anything look horrible. Let's not embarrass me. Okay, so right now I am just going to pretty much go over how to be successful in life. And here is the biggest poster ever that I created yesterday. And it's pretty much going over the low expectations that people here in America so far are going over. 8th graders nowadays are actually behind on their grade levels. So right now 8th graders are pretty dumb compared to everybody else in the United States. And, well, actually, out of the country. And actually, the people that we think that are really good in math here in the United States are actually pretty horrible. We are placed the 21st out of 30 countries in America and how smart we are in math. So that's pretty bad too. Right here it's showing that 70% of all 8th graders cannot read in the 8th grade. So they pretty much have a hard time reading. And right here, 1.2 million students drop out of school every year. And about 7,000 of them tend to drop out, and 1,000 of others actually learn from their mistakes on whether they want to go back to school or not. So out of the 7,000 that drop out and the little 1,000 that finally get it in their little minds, hey, I want to go back to school, you know, it's not really too big. 44% dropouts are under the age of 24, and they are jobless. So that's also kind of screws us over. We're all pretty horrible. And let's see, $300 billion in lost wages and taxes. We pretty much lost a lot of our wages and taxes and productivity since 2007 because of all the dropouts then. So, and 2007 was the major breakout for dropouts, and so we all pretty much got screwed over with taxes and everything. $192 billion has been lost in income to those who drop out. So that's another failure, is all those crazy dropouts. And then 1.2 million, of course, drop out every year. And this is a good one. I like this one. One student every 6 seconds, drop out a day, of course, and then more than 6,000 drop out in general in one day. And that's just high school. This isn't college. This is high school. And then it shows right here that about half of our nation that drop out, African Americans and Latinos graduate on time. That's only half of us. So out of the 50,000, only 25,000 of us graduate. So I don't know if that's good or bad. I would think good because we graduated, but then again bad because not all of us graduated. Okay, so let's see. For our society, we can say that 65% of the convicts are dropouts, and because of lack of education, one of the strongest predictions for those who drop out is criminal activity. So pretty much what that thing is saying, and all the other stuff that I read yesterday, was that the majority of those who drop out, and this, of course, it's not college, high school, end up becoming convicts, juvenile delinquents, criminal people. So they're always in there getting DWIs, all that good stuff, all that horrible stuff. And then each year the U.S. spends $9,644 per student compared to the $22,600 per inmate. So I guess you can say people that are in jail are a little more important than us, students, because right now apparently that's what America is doing. Why? I have no idea. And then, let's see here. Increasing high school completion rate by just 1% for all men ages 20 to 60 years old would save us up to $1.4 billion per year in reduced costs from crime. So pretty much all those dudes that are dropping out and everything, they are the reason why crime rates keep coming up, because of them dropping out. And of course, back to the little expectations. Like I had told you guys, we are the 21st out of the 30 countries. Looks like science and in math. And in math, we were ranked 25th out of 30 countries. So that's pretty interesting. So what I will definitely go over with you guys is how to become successful in school. Maybe so that you guys can get a better look.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. So let me flip this over because that'll be later. Okay, so definitely reasons for success. I know a lot of us, we hate being without food. So especially finishing your high school education along with your college education, it will definitely help you out with worrying about who's going to pay the bills, who's going to put food on the table, and if you can party the next weekend, or do we have enough to plan the next family vacation. School education is the best thing ever, especially right now in the United States, because lately even people with a bachelor's degree has been having the hardest time ever to even find a job. So it's getting very competitive out there, especially now in this generation with all these dropouts that's going around. And let's see here. And then of course for those people who like to add on to their family and to like to have like 6, 7 kids in their generation, you got to keep food on the table for them. So if you're a family person, you want money, so you have to get your school education. That is one of the best things ever. And then of course, the success, it brings out good deeds. Not only will you be known as the little girl that they used to live next to, but you will also be known as the little girl who received 3 medals in this, or a master's degree in this, and just heading top of the world. It really is nice whenever you're in magazines or on interviews because of the good stuff that you did. That is one of the greatest go-getters right now in America, because everybody wants to be famous, and pretty much being smart and having that education will definitely get you through quicker than probably those who just sit there and get famous off of showing their bottom on TV. You only get a horrible name for that, so that's definitely not a good way to go to get easy money. And then another way for success in life is you have to become an autonomous learner. What an autonomous learner is someone who has actually met the deadlines from school, not a procrastinator. They actually keep up what they say they will do, and they actually pay attention and communicate with others, especially in college, because in college the teachers will not go behind you and tell you, oh, it's okay, you can wait 2 weeks and then you can turn it in and it'll be okay. No, it doesn't happen that way. An autonomous learner is someone who is responsible, who is wanting to get an education, and who is willing to make those billions of dollars that they are wanting in life. So, of course, to even get a high school diploma or to even get a college degree, you have to be an autonomous learner, which is really simple. It's really easy. Just follow the deadlines, listen in class, go to class, because a majority of your grade is whether you're going to be in class or not. So that one day that you skip class, it's going to definitely affect you, because not only are you missing 1 chapter, but you miss like 3 or 4. In college, those professors will go over more than 1 chapter. And it'll be definitely very, very hard to even keep up with whenever you miss that day. And another good thing is motivation. To become an autonomous learner, you definitely have to have motivation. You cannot just walk into a classroom and think you are going to pass a class with all A's if you think so horrible of yourself, because that's definitely not going to get you anywhere. So anytime you want to accomplish something wonderful, you have to have motivation. That is the key factor. And then, of course, you have to definitely impress your professors that you are able to juggle your life out of school, your life in school, and your life at work. Once you mix all of those up together, it will take you to the biggest breakdown ever. I can actually say I have experienced that. I have actually combined my work and my school life along with my family life together, and it didn't really get me much to anywhere where I wanted to be, because I just sit down and break down and cry. And that's not what you guys want to do. You guys actually want to keep up with work, because I actually having to stress out does kind of affect the way I can think on the homework that I'm doing, because I'm over here thinking about whether my little munchkin is going to even go to school the next day, or, you know, if her dad's going to wake up early in the morning to even take her, or if this patient here at my job is okay because they were halfway done the last time I seen them, or, of course, if this deadline is this day or that day, and if I even wrote the essay good enough. All of that is very stressful to me, and because I combine all this together, when I'm at work, I think of family, school. When I'm at school, I think of family and work. And, of course, when I'm with you guys, I think of everything. So it also, like y'all have said before, it kind of drags the life out of me, I guess, so it doesn't really make me too much fun to hang out with because of all the stress and everything I'm going through. So that's exactly why it is always good to keep stress away from you, and to definitely show yourself and others, especially those who are going to help you out in life, that combining everything together is not a big deal, and that you can easily separate work, family, and school. And, of course, I also want to speak to you guys about different success options, which brings me to the little paper that I gave you guys. It's called, Is This the End? So, I guess whenever you guys get to it, is everybody to it? Okay, so to discuss different options for success, definitely no negative attitude, because that will not get you anywhere. You have to stay positive the whole way through. And then be an active participant in life. Don't witness it. If there's something that you want to do in life, don't just sit there at the very back and not participate in what it is that you want to do. Especially when you are at that point where you don't know what you want to do. If you don't go out and do it, whether you're going to regret it or not, you'll never figure out if that's what you really want to do. So especially when you're trying to figure out, I don't know if I want to be a cosmetologist, I don't know if I want to be a criminal justice, or I don't know if I want to be a radiologist. You'll never really figure out what it is that you want to do until you actually go out and do it. So that is actually one good thing to look into. And back onto this paper, is this the end? We know for a fact that life is full of bumpy roads, bumpy highways, all that good stuff. It is pretty ridiculous. But because of you knowing your own self better than others, you have to figure out a way to keep yourself from falling into those little bumpy ditches and everything. You have to stay out of them because, like I said, only you know how you can cope with stuff. Nobody else will know. People can throw in ideas and say, okay, well, you can do this and you can do that. Yeah, it might be like good advice, but you might not be comfortable with it. So because you know your own self, follow your thoughts so that you can get out of your stress and your depression and whatever it is that you're going through. And then, of course, it doesn't mean that you should stop and lay to rest all of your dreams, so do not give up. I repeat, do not ever give up when you are in that biggest block, because that block will eventually go away. You will eventually climb over it. Everybody goes through that. Despite the uncertainties, here are the steps to help you become successful in life and in everything that you do. Step 1, of course, you know yourself more, so only you can go through this step. Only you can determine what you want and how you are. Step 2, you have to be able to list things that you have accomplished compared to those that you have not. Those that you have accomplished, of course, you're going to like more than those that you haven't, and you're going to go through the ones that you have already experienced in and that you have already accomplished in. And then, of course, you have to sit there and question yourself. Do you regret doing them? And if you did, what can you do different to kind of help it be something that you will not hate in the future? So in case something doesn't go well here, you could also go back to the stuff that you didn't accomplish and just give it a try and see if you can do something different so that you can like it. And then, of course, you have to be ready to take risks. Everybody has to do that, especially when you have a family. Even as a kid, you have to take that risk on whether you want to go party on Saturday or whether you want to study and stay at home for the SATs or a big old test that's going on in college. So don't be afraid to receive and grab challenges, and if you feel that you need to get out of your comfort zone, go on and do your best. You might have regrets, but afterwards you have to keep in mind that it will not hurt to try something out, because it might be the greatest thing that's ever happened to you. And let's go over the importance of college education. Okay, on this little poster, I actually came up with it myself. This is the greatest reasons why it is good to have college success and to finish college. Not just high school, but college too. It's the greatest thing ever. You have many more opportunities in the job environment, in the whole workforce. It helps you out a lot. So anybody will definitely choose you over someone who has a diploma and someone who has a master's in something. It's the greatest thing ever. And then you will have a better pay automatically than everybody else. Of course, the big guys with the degrees get paid more than those who are flipping burgers. We all know that. And then you do have your chances of being, you have better chances of being your own boss with a degree. That'll definitely help you a lot compared to someone who's a dropout and has nothing on their belt to show that, you know, they're responsible on anything. And then you always have a spot. Like I said, if you just compare yourself from those who doesn't have what you have, you know, they will always choose the better one. That's for everybody. And then chances to work with the you get better chances to work with people in the U.S., for example. Like I said, if you're rich and you do what you have to do, you will even get to work with the big dogs. And that's something a lot of people want to do. You'll be able to have nice cars if you're into cars. And of course, if you're really into luxury, you'll have the best clothes and shoes. You'll have the greatest house if you're a grandmother like I am. I just want a wonderful house right now. And then people will look at you as dependable, a dependable person and very independent. That is one of the greatest things to also have written next to you. Everybody, you know, it's really good to know that people can depend on you and that you're independent and doing your own thing and you don't have to rely on your parents for the rest of your life. Because that's pretty horrible. Actually, very ashamed to even do that. And so forever, money will flow in your pockets with a good education. And then you will definitely get first-class treatment from those who do not have a college degree. Of course, we all know that. We cannot lie. We, our own selves, will judge someone who dropped out in the 7th or 8th grade and has a kid compared to those who actually went to college and didn't have a kid. A lot of us do that. Right now in the United States, everyone is doing that. People stereotype a lot. And that's where that comes from. And of course, you can fulfill your dreams by going out and doing what you want to do in college. Because you can, even if you by any chance decide that you don't like to do this, you can always fall back on something else. Because college, there's so many opportunities, and it's never too late. So you always have chances in college, especially with that wonderful degree. And then you can definitely spoil your family. You will be filled with happy, love, and security. Security is with money. We all know without money, we wouldn't have a home. We wouldn't have the shoes, the clothes, and stuff that we wear. Without family, of course, you got to keep them together. We can't have the family break apart, and most of the time that'll also happen when you have no money and when someone doesn't have a place to stay and stuff, or to even keep up with the rest of the others that's falling behind them. So success, of course, that also helps out a lot. And of course, with family comes love. And then this will be y'all's timeline through success. So this is just to have you guys picture yourselves with a wonderful college education. This will take y'all to y'all's outline. This is high school. Everybody finishes high school. Woo-hoo. I think all of us in here already has. And then graduation. Woo-hoo. Graduation is also a wonderful feeling. Everyone has to love graduation. And then you have to decide on your career. Everybody goes through that stage. Even if you're 50, 60 years old, they're still going to decide on what they want to do. It's never too late, I promise. It really isn't. As long as you're not dead, you're good. And then that's when you just start college. Because, of course, with a career, there has to come college. And then you start to explore your options in college, and that also comes with deciding on what you want to do. And then you finish college. And that is something that everybody wants to get to, especially freshmen in college. That's really the greatest thing that I'm even looking forward to. And then at 30 years old, you'll be stable. You won't have to rely on anybody else. You have that wonderful college education, that wonderful job, wonderful family. Or if you don't have a family, you're out partying at 30 years old, drinking, doing whatever you want to do, and living your dream because you actually have money flowing out this way. So you can actually back yourself up when someone says, "What are you doing with your life? Why are you always partying?" Dude, I have a degree. Get off my back. See, you can tell them that. And then, of course, sooner or later, even when you're 30 years old, those who like to drink and party and don't have any kids, they will eventually have a family. So then they'll have a wonderful family around this stage. And then, of course, comes the age of 50. Some people get lucky to retire at the age of 50 with a college education. Those who don't have a college education, I think now the retirement age is 65 now. They actually put that up, and they're going to keep pulling that up. So maybe one day, Cuckoo, you'll probably have to retire at the age of 70. I don't know. But that's going to keep going up. Especially with the college dropouts, high school dropouts, all of that. It's not doing any good. And then, of course, at the age of 50, like what Dad wants to do, after he retires, he wants to travel the world. He wants to live in his own environment, like Mexico, along the beach. I don't know why he wants to go that far and leave us, but that's Dad's dream vacation after he retires. And I'm sure that's everyone's. Everyone wants to stay away.
Actually, it's at El Rancho.
And then, of course, after you've traveled all around the world, you have lived through your ups and downs, your greatest and your worst, and your horrible and the best. Of course, you lived life in peace. You were actually able to tell your grandkids, your great-grandkids, your great-great-great-grandkids that your life was amazing, and you were able to do it.
So wicked.
Any questions, anybody? No questions at all?
I've lived that long.
Yes, question.
Yes. Child.
No.
Sitting on the floor. Go ahead. Questions are always good. Especially while the poster's right here. No questions?
No, I changed my mind.
Well, you can go ahead and tell me your question.
I was trying to think of what it was.
So, no questions? Google, you don't have any questions? No questions at all?
You answered all my questions I was going to ask.
Awesome. It makes me feel good. It means I really looked into this stuff. But yeah, definitely, you guys just look into that timeline. That's really cool. I only put that up because I was thinking of y'all, and I was thinking, maybe everybody thinks that way. I don't know. I know that's how I think. That's my timeline. So hopefully, after graduating college, I will be the one stable and drinking and having a blast. Because Aubrey will be like 20, I think. Maybe 15 or 17, I don't know. So hopefully that'll be the age for me.
I'll be right there.
Where?
I'm pointing at.
First class treatment?
No, up ahead, next to that one.
This one? Money will flow forever.
Don't ever put your purse on the floor, because that means your money is not flowing.
You're right. Okay, so y'all don't have any questions for this one? No questions, no questions?
Never slip on your feet.
Hey. 8th graders nowadays are making us look horrible.
I'm glad I'm a junior.
Yeah, so that's pretty horrible.
8th graders who can't read and will never catch up. Good
Mhm.
Lord, where is that?
That's here in the United States.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
It's not in
Look,
Mexico.
American education, pre-K to 12. So all of these facts right here are us. So
You
people
know
in
the
other
fixed
countries are
Oh, the
actually...
8th graders in ESL. Okay, makes sense.
No, not ESL. That's 8th graders in general.
Those are the ones who can't read.
No, trust me,
Yeah.
there really is 8th graders out there who can't read, and they're not in ESL. You'll be surprised.
They could be autistic.
I actually pulled back a patient, and he didn't know what fasting meant. He didn't know, Yeah, he didn't know what fasting meant, and he's like 30, 40 years old. He's been going to the doctor a lot, and he didn't know what that meant. So, definitely that's a factor. Oh, and he didn't know what siblings were, so that's what kind of killed it, too.
Seriously? How old was he?
Like I said, in his 30s, late 20s, somewhere around there.
First.
Anywho, man. Now you guys, you'll have to hurry up and do that
They
evaluation
better have
form.
not ruined it. Oh my god. Is it still?
It's still recording.